To any of you that might see this when it's replayed on the vodcast, I took the last 5 days off of work and streaming. I had to have some dental work done,
Working
which
late,
is pretty
I see,
invasive,
sir.
and I really don't feel well. But I didn't want to intentionally take an entire rotation of the schedule off and do nothing with it. So if I can speak now, albeit not comfortably, I'm gonna give it a whirl. I've been playing this game, Assassin's Creed Unity, for about 4 days straight now. I think I'm about halfway through it. Been doing a lot of the side missions and collecting the items and whatnot. And that's what I'm gonna continue to do now. I can't see the chat. I'm not intentionally ignoring you guys. It's a lot of work and a lot of shuffling stuff around that I really don't want to move right now to get the chat visible to me, so I'll just check it periodically. And even if I see the chat, I might give you kind of like a, really minimal, non-involved head nod or grunt because it, it hurts to talk. And I'm out of it. I'm moderately medicated, so like I'm doing with the map here, I might like look at something and then move off it, then go back to it. You might see in some of these side missions, I just go 1,000 different directions. I'm a little bit of a space case as it is, and with the medication, I'm really unfocused. I'm just kind of winging it. 25,000 beavers. Forget how you say that. I don't think it's livers. Damn it, okay. If nothing else I've learned in this game, albeit I'm still learning my preferred playstyle and different intuition-based things.
This is my patriotic duty!
If any of you have seen me play like Assassin's Creed, not Assassin's Creed, any of you have seen me play like Ghost Recon Wildlands, games like this that have just continuous rolling side missions, I tend to do the side missions instead of the main story. I'm about halfway through Sequence 5 right now. I might divert over and complete that in the meantime, so that I forget what it is, but there's some missions that, how do I put this, some abilities and, fuck you guys. There's some things that I've noticed that you can't unlock until you complete all of Sequence 5. some of these guys you'll see. Namely what I've seen them called on the forums as Seekers. It's not this guy. I didn't see any in this skirmish, but let's see. No, there's none here. Hold on.
Donnez l'alerte! Il y a un meurtrier en liberté! Garde!
It's an enemy that is dressed kind of like these foot soldiers, but he wears like a top hat. They seem to be more inclined to carrying like rapiers, and they have a higher tendency to back off while you're fighting their allies and shoot you with the pistol. I find them annoying because I tend to play fairly defensive playstyle, where I will draw my great sword and then I will just parry as much as I can and just parry over and over. Not as a way, you know, I guess it just kind of evolved from me playing the previous Assassin's Creed games where you could get instant kills from doing counterattacks and parries. Now it's just kind of like, I do it as a means of survival, because some of these enemies, if you just go all out, just, you know, balls to the wall offensive, they will murder you. That and the higher defensive stat. Let me switch this now, because I don't recall why I'm dressed this way. This is not how I usually have my character dressed. Equipment. Let's see, let's switch to something that's a little bit more easier to see. No, you're not really gonna help me see at night, but you get a lot of money and, from what I've seen, good items if you just play the street missions. See if there's a seeker amongst. See, if you just run here, you gotta be careful backing off, because they will. If you back off too much, they will think that you're trying to run, and their behavior will cause them to draw firearms. The guys with the muskets more so, but which I think the game calls snipers. Let's see if is that a seeker there. Yeah, this guy. He's getting his ass kicked actually, but you see that it's kind of hard to see it being dark and all. But the guards are the ones with the white outlines. They kind of just wear a funny looking, like, I guess an American would say it's a Napoleon hat. And I'm trying not to get attacked by these guards, so we're just gonna walk away. But I'm getting a little bit off topic here. The Seekers, and I posted just a clip of it to, I think, just my Xbox capture, but if I can recall a way to get it onto Twitch, is just like a little, 30-second video, I will.
Hold it there, fuck!
But it shows me with a pole arm fighting one of the Seekers, and in that case, that Seeker is a lieutenant of one of the antagonists. It's not one of the main characters. I don't even remember his or her name, but in that situation, you're inside of a house in the second floor, and I'm trying to fight him, and I'm trying to just run it as like as defensive as I can to just try to, I guess you'd say, out-defend the person. And it goes back and forth for probably, and it seems like not that long in real time, but in terms of actually swinging a sword in this game, it is. We go back and forth for probably about 30 or 45 seconds, where he would do a downward forceful blow, like I guess you'd say like a power attack, and I would deflect it with spear, deflect it like down to the side, and then what the hell? I deflect it down into the side, and when he's off balance, I'd try to counterattack, and he would do the same type of deflecting behavior to me, and we just went back and forth. He attacks, I deflect, I attack, he deflects. We went just back and forth over and over, and it wasn't like just one for one. It was like a lot of, he'd attack 3 times in a row. So, you see how, like, I just kept attacking him, and eventually I won out. It wasn't that hard, albeit that was a guard, and guards aren't really that hard to kill. But you saw how I was able to hit him, and it's like he deflects once, twice, and then like the third or fourth time of getting just wailed on in a row, his guard breaks. Well, I found that at least that Seeker that was being classified as a lieutenant, which I think was just, political title. I don't think it had any bearing on his stats or his behavior. But that Seeker that I was parrying back and forth with, his guard couldn't be smashed, even though I was using a spear and not a great sword. See these guys. Where is he at? I hate these guys. Being a melee distance defensive character, usually having my prime stat that dictates what clothes I wear is the health it gives me. These guys are able to cut me like a hot knife through butter. Is that him here? Yeah, it is. I don't know if the weapon that they use can be obtained in the game. And if it can, I don't know what the weapon's called in the Quartermaster menu. What the fuck? But me getting hit by one of them, particularly in that one area of the map, I think it's this area here. It's one of these 3 areas. There's a lookout that I got. It's probably this one. It's probably like this square here or something, where there's a clock tower in the middle of a square, and it's surrounded on 4 sides by 4 buildings. It's just corners of a crossroad, and there's those musketeers, for lack of a better word. The game just calls them snipers. There's long riflemen, like the 2 I just killed up on that building. There's 1 on each corner of the crossroads. There's 4 of them. If you get hit by one of them when you're just standing, doing nothing at all, and as far as I know, there's no way for a melee weapon to block a projectile weapon. If you get hit by one of them, it takes out like somewhere between a third and like 50, 60% of your health. You get hit by them twice, it's almost a sure thing that you'll die if you haven't healed. It's kind of aggravating to me because it negates my whole defensive strategy. And I'm talking and I'm moving, but I'm not moving in a meaningful direction. I don't know where I'm going. Let's see, missions. Okay. I can do some of the cafe missions. I mean, they're usually pretty easy. La Rue. Huh. Okay, we'll go do that. It is 8:35 here. And I need to be up for like another 2.5 hours, 2 hours. I don't want to, but I've got medicine I need to take that I can't, that I don't want to let go delinquent. Because if come morning I didn't take it since 3:30 this past afternoon, I will be miserable. See, that's what my character actually looks like. The fuck? It's weird. It's probably a join in progress type thing. Whatever. Why not? This isn't the lieutenant that I was talking about. The lieutenant that I was fighting inside that I was kind of just babbling on about was in a mission about hoarding food. What in the world are you doing? This dude's dead. His guards are fighting him and I have to kill this lieutenant. Okay. I don't know what kind of horsing around they're doing. Chest 7. I should probably do some of these co-op missions. The fuck are you guys doing? Whatever, they're not concerned right now. Normally the people you see in red that were just fighting those guards that I just decided not to engage. As far as I can tell, they're Templars or Templar sympathizers. They're kinda, you know, you kill them on sight. Because you can. But, see, like those guys. That guy there is an Axeman, and he's probably gonna see me. I'm just gonna let him see me. He's by himself, and he's next to a restricted area. He needs to die. I didn't want to do that. I actually wanted to loot that body, but we're gonna fight a guard now. These guards are pretty easy to kill. Oh man, there's another. That's a seeker over there. Watch it. He's. Ah, dick. 2 Seekers? Oh, fuck you guys. Oh man, see now I'm getting shot. Okay. You can't parry what you can't see. I mean, the game seems to give a sort of appropriate amount of heft to the weapons that they call heavy weapons, which are the claymores, the flamberge, which I think it's actually a flamberg, but the German or Germanic sword with a wavy edge on the blade. It's meant to be used for defensive or kind of neutral engagement. You swing your sword at a flamberge, and I really don't know how to say it. I'm familiar with the word and I've seen it a lot. I've even read articles about it, but I've never heard someone actually say the word. So I apologize if I'm butchering it. But a flamberge is made so that if you swing your straight sword at me, and I've got one of these, when I swing and the two edges of her swords hit, and you try to, as people do when they're in close combat and they've locked swords, or they're trying to like do like a glancing blow to deflect, they will swing their sword like parallel to yours or just barely off parallel, so when the two swords clip, it kind of bounces your sword off and they're able to slide down and try to cut your thumb off. It's also why they have handguards on those swords. But the waviness of the sword, and you can kind of see it when it's on my back, is made in such a way that it shakes your sword, sort of like if you take a if you guys are familiar with taking like a baseball bat, or probably more so like a metal pipe, and hitting it on like a rock or something else that doesn't give, and you get like that uncomfortable excuse me, sometimes painful like vibration that kicks back into your wrist. That man, get the shit shot out of me. Get out of this, guys. Look, you can keep dodging. I will dodge you off the side of this building. So I thought, now who is shooting? Oh, fuck. Okay. I, at this point in the game, do not have a weapon that can reach out and touch that guy. I can get closer to him and just cut him down, which is what I'm going to do. But supposedly there's, I think it's like the silver musket or something. It's supposed to really have some reach. That's what you get, you dickhead. So there's another one. What? And they're pretty good at hitting you when you're on the run. It's like their thing. As they have made painfully clear to me, the fuck, the rifleman. Fucking egg. These pikemen are another one that are fairly hard. See, this build does not play well if you let them get on two sides of you. Requires... You saw how that guy kind of gave. This game, I doubt, has the the immersion involvement to give a special effect to the wavy blade of the sword, but you saw how he swung at me and I like gave him kind of an inconsequential, non-aggressive block, and he like hunched over like he was stunned. That's what the design of that blade's supposed to do. Also, if you were significantly stronger than your opponent, you could just flat block them, and it'd be like they... Did I kill him? Get back here. Dude, really? What was? When you can't get past me, where are you gonna go? Yeah, it's just embarrassing. That was... Okay, I'm almost dead. Let's see. I know I said at the beginning of the video that talking hurts. It's almost like a compulsion. I just babble on. If it becomes uncomfortable enough, I'll stop. But right now, it's less pain because I'm on the pain medicine and more I just taste blood. I had to have quite a bit of stuff done. It says, oh, it's down in the building. Okay. Escape the area. Would be the easiest way to do this, since I usually actually don't trust as an assassin in this game. I look much more like what you'd expect a Final Fantasy fighter to dress. Usually dressed in studded armor and chainmail with some pauldrons. But due to the different levels of gear in this game, this hood and this jacket are roughly the equivalent of my chainmail and pauldrons. Plus it gives us some stealth, it gives them noise muffling, because I mean, you can't be... And to me it's a little bit unrealistic, you can't just be jumping rooftops wearing 60 pounds of chainmail. Probably more, probably closer to 100. Oh, what do we got here? Where'd you go? You'll see sometimes I'll switch weapons, which... Come on. There we go. Sometimes the game controls are a little bit less polished than I want. But I try to keep my weapons. I think I'm up to level 4 out of 5, and then there's like a gold level 5. There's like 1 or 2 weapons in each category that's a gold level 5, which you could almost consider like 5.5. But I don't... Why does it fit on my card one? I'm sitting here in my pajamas. I don't think you can see my bottom half. But, okay, weapons. See, one-handed. I got all these different weapons. Saber, some of this is DLC. Like this weapon, it looks cool. I would use it. As you can see, the stats are not very good. And just in the progression I went through the game, you get this weapon, you get this terrible level 1 weapon really late in the game. Like, it's almost the same stats as the Dahl Cavalry Saber, which is the default weapon that you start the very, very beginning of the game with, which, as you can see from the description, is a worn out rusty sword. And then you got this, which looks like a worn out rusty sword. Also, it actually looks like something you'd expect to see in Silent Hill, or Resident Evil. And then you got like this, which is like Nice. You get that from, I think, one of the murder mysteries, and you're looking at it like, it's a level 2 sword. Is it really that good, considering the murder mystery I had to go through? Not really. That's a cool looking thing. It's like a... I don't have that. I'd use that just because mace, I don't get what the game calls non-lethal. I mean, you get hit with that, it's gonna crush your skull and you're gonna die. A rapier. One of these, it's a scimitar. One of these is a falchion. I don't know how to say that either. Another sword, historical significance, effective. Do not know how to pronounce the word. Gladius. Roman. So I believe that was the standard issue weapon of the Roman Legion. That sword is a level 4. That's probably the best single-handed weapon that I've got unlocked right now. I gotta remember to turn Cortana off, because it keeps listening into what I'm saying through the mic and trying to do stuff. Like that. It says that's non-lethal. I bet that's about as lethal as non-lethal can get. It even says can crush a man's skull like an egg. That's a badass weapon right there. Like this, Gladius. Probably the best single-handed weapon I've got right now. That is an effective weapon. I know the damage in the parry and the parry is red. It just means it's less than the weapon I have now, because I have the Flameberg equipped, and that being a huge two-handed sword, the damage and the mass of the sword is going to be less on this Gladius. Katana. See, War Mace. Cincada. Cincada. I forget how you say that. It's Italian. I think it's actually Cincadius or something. Yeah. Cinque. Italian is a certain way to say that. That's actually a really expensive, really cool looking, and as you can see from the stats, very effective weapon. I used this, the Bident, for a while. I actually went back to it. From the get-go, Uplay unlocked these two. The Razorhead is really nondescript. I mean, it's pretty much, other than that little cross piece on the up near the head, it's just a mediocre ornamental spear. I mean, you could fish with that. That's like hunter-gatherer, old as civilization spear. They work, so I change it. The Becte Corbin. What do you see? And it's odd that the golden one is less. It's got less stats on it. Vicento. I mean, I could go back and get it. Strong arm. Some of these things, it just seems like the game gives you things that are obsolete by the time you get them. Like it says here, you have to do the Dead Kings co-op mission, Last Rites. If I recall, you have to do the first half of the game, or like complete up through the complete sequence 4 to be allowed to go to the area where Dead Kings takes place. If you are still wanting for a level 3 weapon when you've completed sequence 4, you are resting on your skill and a lot of luck that you're not going to get put in a situation where you have to mill through enemies. Like this Crescent Glaive here. It's upgraded. It's like my go-to thing until I get the Corsec here, which is another fairly nondescript spear. But the glaive, I mean, That looks like it could do some damage. It's basically a short sword mounted on a spear handle. And then they got blades instead of a hand guard where the short sword hand guard should be. That could do some damage to you. It's got reach. It can kind of just wave it about in your face because where the hand guards would be, even if you tried to like come in with a two-handed sword and parry that, you're going to hit that main blade, you're going to slide down, you're going to hit those two crescent blades, and they're curved in such a way to kind of capture your sword, so then you can be disarmed, because they'll hook that, and they'll try to stab you in the hand with it. It's effective, just trust me. It kind of says it all, Renaissance era, European spear. Stats are pretty good, I assume it's well balanced, and that's why the speed and the damage and the parry are so high. Like some stuff, like, where is it? I thought it was in here. These are long weapons, that's why. See, when they're white, they're the same. And like, I mean, I've got some room for improvement. If I was near infinitely wealthy, I could buy these. They're unlocked to me. As you can see, the stats are maxed out, as many of the end game weapons are. This is what I'm using now. The Flameberg. The Bardiche. Okay. Ironically, the original Flameberg is still locked because that murder mystery is in a difficult area of the map, and I've been to it, but it requires you to find your way into catacombs, and honestly, I couldn't figure out how to get into the catacombs. I don't know where this mission is, or I'd collect it just for posterity, because these level 3 weapons are not really that expensive. At level 4, I mean... Oh wait, there's a level 5 weapon. My bad. See, level 5 weapon, and then you'll see like these are the 2 gold level 5 weapons. This is what you'll see those Templar sympathizers, the big guys that have the axes, they use this. But like the Claymore, it's kind of the generic, almost anglicized archetype for like the type of sword that I've been using. A sword that's got like a handle, and then it's got like a primary handguard, and then it's got another non-sharpened part of the blade tang, as you can see where his right hand is, and then it has like a secondary handguard. You'll see it on the Claymore here as well. Or it's almost like you took a sword and you tacked on an extra handle and handguard onto it. You get like that lacrosse player type leverage. You can really bring that sword down with extra force, aside from its large mass. Like this. I wish this had better stats. I would go through the trouble to go find all the things in the Louvre to get this. If it had better stats, like if it was a level 5 weapon, as the appearance makes me feel like it should be, I'd be on that like white on rice. But it's not, so it's gonna be part of the cleanup when I come through the game later on collecting weapons. Equipment. I thought that there was something pistol that I unlocked. No, it's not. I could go get that. I think that's what I was going for before I got tired and got off last time. I don't know why you'd need parry on a pistol, but... Anyway, I'm really getting off track here. Let's see. We'll do some of these missions. Robespierre. The one that gets you that pistol is... Shoot, I've lost track of it. It's this one. No, that's the one in the catacombs I couldn't find. This one. Gets you that pistol. I'm not gonna do them on stream because they're kind of tedious. It's not really a lot of fighting or a lot of action. It's just a bunch of existing. It's a lot of go here, talk to him, go here, talk to him, rinse and repeat over and over. Okay. We're just gonna grab one of these random missions. I hear this noise, and I see this guy blinking. But it doesn't mean anything to me, because I'm not interested in joining a group right now. And I'm most completely sure that I have that feature turned off. So the join in progress silhouettes should be turned off. But it appears that they're not. Okay, what do I gotta do? Kill the conspirators. Okay. Now that it's not pitch black outside, we're gonna change it into something a little bit more fitting to the playstyle. Colors, because that color scheme kind of flies sometimes. Sometimes it just looks like garbage. It's one of those times when it just kind of looks like garbage. Where do we gotta go? For some reason, the way that the game. See, look, there's a seeker. See if I can get stuck in it. If I can get this guy to fight me one-on-one. See, it's just kind of one of those things. I've gotten much better at fighting them since the encounter that I keep describing in the past, where I fought that guy for quite some time. My impression of those guys is that though they don't look durable, they seem to have a significant amount of finesse and the ability to occupy you. Those and the lancers or the pikemen, those guys, they have the ability to use a lot of time delaying tactics on you, so that instead of them actively trying to kill you, or I guess some playstyles would struggle, particularly at like a stealth playstyle. It's solely stealth would have issues with them. They're almost like they just are there to keep you busy so that other enemies can shoot you in the back. Oh, fucking A.
Not too big. Slow him down.
Sometimes you just, lack of a better phrasing, gotta be cheap. You are one assassin versus oftentimes a half dozen enemies. In these VIP missions, draw them out into a space where you can get a good full swing, drop a smoke bomb, they cover their face, cut their head off. What are you doing? Oh, I'm not getting shot.
There you are! You bloody lads don't deserve anything but a blade to the gut! I'll piss on your corpse, mod!
Well, you were taking this little
That was,
What's going on now?
easier than expected. This is one of the easier missions, I believe. The one... Get out of here. See, if you just try to just manhandle these guys. Fuck you. Fuck you.
Keep him busy.
Save your energy for our enemies.
Fucking dickhead. Okay, get off the corpse so I can loot it.
France feels a little bit safer already.
We're gonna move on to the next
What's all
enemy.
the fuss about?
We gotta assassinate. Originally, I was fairly dedicated to these spears. They just call them long weapons. It's getting dark. So I'm decent with them.
Don't overextend.
As far as I know, there's not a difficulty in this game. It's just all progressive difficulty with and I'm out.
Too bloody slow!
Je ne m'y sens pas très bien.
Just keep walking. I do much prefer to manhandle these people, particularly those guys. If I can help it. See if he walks past again. I'll snag him. If not, I'm just gonna step out and kill him one-on-one. Watch, it won't let me change my loadout now. Okay. Okay, fine. We'll do this the hard way.
Get over here!
Could have died in dignity in the outhouse, but instead you had to stand there like a fool. Come on. Unless I could. It comes to the business of killing people. It just isn't always clean. And he died near the edge of the area too. I don't know what the mission the doctor is in. I might look that up real quick on my phone. It's a high difficulty mission, I'll be fine. Just so many things use that. It's kind of a curious article. $40,000 copay. Concierge doctors. All I wanted to see was where this Assassin's Creed Unity mission is. Fucking stubby fingers. I'm not sure why it takes me to that. Doesn't tell me anything. I want to know how to get the mission, and then I'll just do it. Does it show where on the map? Okay, it's a companion mission, which means that get off my screen. I should be able to go to missions, companion mission. I think the blue ones are companion. The doctor, well, I feel like a moron, but I just want the sword, so we're just gonna go do this mission real quick. I don't think the sword is comparable to what I've already unlocked, but when you can easily obtain free stuff, why wouldn't you? We're gonna go to this. Being a 1-star mission, it kind of continues what I was saying earlier in this video about the game being disproportionate in effort versus reward. Where I can go do a mission that, at least in my opinion, is fairly difficult, like the murder mystery for Philibert Astaire. Or you gotta, it's not like, unless you buy the time saver pack, which admittedly I did, that tells you where they're all at. You have to stumble across a mission in a difficult part of the map in order to get a mediocre weapon. You're kind of like, well, if I was all the way down there near the catacombs, then I probably are already over-geared compared to the weapon you're about to give me. Just, you know, my 2 cents. It is kind of odd seeing a fighter jumping around like a rogue. Usually to prevent it from being immersion breaking. I mean, I'll still climb. You climb because it's Assassin's Creed, and that's what Assassin's Creed games want you to do. But I'll wear like the I have the I think it's the Phantom coat. I have the Master Phantom coat.
Hey! Stop there, or I'll saw your bloody legs off!
Oh, shut up. All I want to do is start this mission. You're gonna get a freaking spear to the eyeball socket. Damn. Level 4 enemy? Jeez, you could have went on living with your 4 stars. All I wanted to see, that's another thing, is the difficulty 1 mission, which is the easiest type of mission, next to a level 4 enemy. If I was the appropriate level for this mission to be fairly difficult, that enemy would have murdered me. And watch it, this mission, it's like you can finish it so quickly. This is all good and it's not long, heavy. Let's spice this up a little bit because I haven't used it. We'll use the People's Party. See, that mission was over that quick. And I even used an under-leveled weapon. And I don't have any melee additional skills added. I mean, admittedly, my I think I do 11% extra melee damage because of the forearm gear that I'm wearing, but that's it. I don't have any of the melee skills unlocked because I haven't completed sequence 5. It's over that quick. Now we're gonna equip it because I made such a big deal out of it, and we're gonna kill some stuff with it, and then I'm gonna go back to probably not using it. Doesn't have a primary secondary hand grip. It's just got a long ass handle. Well, it's interesting. I mean, the secondary hand grip doesn't do much on like a Flameberg, because I mean, what's it gonna do? Unless you're gonna be okay, now we've got a chance we're gonna kill something with this longsword. I should really go finish sequence 5 so that I can get the melee skills so I can start using these underleveled swords. 'Cause, I mean, it looks cool, I like it. It's aesthetically pleasing. Okay, my mouth is starting to hurt. But what really can you do? Because I guess at the beginning of sequence 6 is when they kind of are like, you know, we gave you a chance to use everything, make a choice. Fuck you. You're gonna get. This is how you die. Asshole. I had no. Wait, is there a relic in here? Is it downstairs? These relics are kind of a big thing because they like keep on tyrant. The fuck, Eddie. I don't want anything to do with you. Should be right there. Oh man. I'm down too far now, I gotta go back up. I can't go back up. Oh, this game is irritating. Okay, I need to get in the second floor. Is there an open window? Maybe on... I smell blueberries. I smell blueberry muffins. Maybe on the front of the building. Yep. Still down lower. Fuck, man. I'm guessing you gotta go into the first floor. It's strange. Now let's see a door. This one viewer just keeps coming and going. Let me open the laptop. Try to see if I can get the chat to work. Because I don't want to leave you guys out in the cold here. But I'm kind of sick as a dog and my mouth is starting to hurt again. So if you're speaking to me, just hang in there. I'm trying to get it sorted. Huh. Hey guys. Now I can see the chat. So, but we're trying to find this trying to find this artifact. And it says it is 1 floor down. No, and I'm being an idiot again. There we go. Okay, back to what I was doing. Can I get out? Why are all these guys just having a sausage fest in the middle of this room? Notice that you'll sometimes just go into a house like this. It's like, are you having a dinner party? You guys are dressed pretty terribly. There's like 10 of you just hanging out in the house. Doubtful that you would make that save, but we're gonna take a good solid try. Okay, let's go into the tree. Into the tree. Or that. No, that's that. No, don't read, no need to read. Loot, loot. Man. Okay. I'm just gonna, guess that guy's pockets are gonna stay full because I want to read the newspaper instead. Up, 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 come on. See if I can't just reach out and touch this. I bet I can't. No, let's go up a little bit more. Is there like a... yeah. Let's see what we got here. Defend nuns. Come back to that. I've been putting off this mission for a while now. Okay. We'll do this one, and then I'm
The
going
three
back to
parts of the
sequence
rubbing are
5 to
scattered,
complete it.
awaiting the translators. I want to help Arno. I believe I can distract the Templar guards at each encampment. Follow me, and we'll recover those rubbings in an instant.
Fair enough. Okay, before we go doing this, we're gonna switch away from this sword because it's really underleveled.
Veux-tu connaître la vérité sur les derniers événements parisiens?
See this guy try to work his magic and probably get knifed. Oi! Don't tell me you can distract the Templar guards, but I gotta get you past the city guard. And they're gonna let you walk past, but I bet they're gonna wanna fuck me up. Nope. Fuck. You city guard are dumb. Templars, not so much.
Stop right there! You're trying to muscle into my domain! You whoreson!
Whore's son? Let me see. I don't think. It's a seeker. Wonderful.
You there, you men. I know what you're up to. What's gotten into you? Rubbing stones like children. Have you no dignity?
Whatever. We were gonna do this the easy way. But for me this is the easy way. Let's not die. Try me, come on. Come on. And he just get shot? Oh man. You bet you murdered him, now you're gonna murder me. Or I'd rather murder you than get murdered by a Templar Seeker. Well, I mean, I guess you could fudge it a little bit and say I'm stealing it, but really taking it off your dead body. Same difference. And if I'm gonna have to sneak past people, we're gonna switch these clothes. I don't think I got anything of use now. Didn't even know I had them. Fair enough. On to the next one. I think I'm going the right way. Yeah, I'm going the right way. Yeah, there's a lot of Templars. Wonder if my buddy got his got a lead shampoo or something. I don't see him anymore. What do I gotta steal? There's guards here, there's a bell. I don't think that they will go for the bell. I think that they will just get killed.
I'll get you!
I could probably get away with using a lighter weapon. But though I've only speculated on what this what the stats mean.
What was that? Shit his head!
Fucking
Oh, Christ!
maybe level 4 enemies, but unless you're seekers, you're just gonna get manhandled. You stop shooting me. Oh man. Maybe own the streets, but we're in a private courtyard. Oh, I just got finished. That's embarrassing.
You like that?
It's really embarrassing. Nobody saw that. I do have to say, this playstyle that I use and the build, which it's not really that much of a build yet, that I use, it is fairly vulnerable to being flanked. Oh shit, okay, we're gonna try something here. We're gonna let him wreak some havoc, and then we're gonna step in. Because he'll attack me if he sees me, but he's not going to prioritize me like he would otherwise. We'll stir some more dissension up in here. Oh really, the guy that I had to steal from came over here like an idiot? I'll take that. Fucking A, man. He must have been doing a combo when I Really? That was some terrible berserkers, unless they could see through it. Man, there's a terrible delay on that stream. So I don't know if you guys hear me talking about the stream that as it's happening or what, but
You're mine, orcs. That's it. Stick it in the back.
as you'll see me kind of, when you see me just kind of flipping around the sword like this, so do it. He's not gonna do it because he's not in combat. But you see me like wave the sword around, kind of just like in a circle, like he's rolling his wrist. That's a bad judgment call on my part, because that's me tapping B prematurely, and he starts doing that. It's almost like a taunt. Fuck, when you reincarnate, you don't get your stuff back. We're gonna do this the ugly way then.
You're mine. You can't hide.
Yeah. That's what happens when you put your brain instead of your brawn behind it. Watch, I'll die before I get out of this area like I did last time. What? You gotta steal all three without dying? I guess that makes sense. What we're gonna do is we're gonna loot this, and we're gonna grab this chest if I can. How many are near this bell? Is it just the one guy? Jesus Christ, this is why I despise the gun users in this game. I hope my voiceover isn't live while the stream is delayed. Because these cocksuckers is probably what was dropping me, because the Ow, ow, get the fuck away from me.
Got it. Gonna find ya. Gonna kill ya. Body that. Show yourself, you bastard.
I can't help but think that natural selection, all these people I'm killing bad genes out of the gene pool, particularly for eyesight. 'Cause, I mean, a man carrying... Fuck it, get. A man
You're going nowhere.
carrying a rifle,
Son of a.
but
That's not good.
doesn't see someone
Step out where I can see
in his
you,
peripheral
Orson.
vision. See, whatever. Dickhead. I swear. Either my chat's not working or you guys are just lurking. If you're just lurking, I do it all the time. But if you're speaking, I can see the chat on my laptop to my right. It's not coming up at all. Okay, now go to the next one.
Get back here! I'll cave your skull in, I will! I'll have a word with you. Damn moderate! No, you... There you are!
Yes. Come on, get out of that situation. Okay, I don't want to roll too far. Okay, you guys want to do that? We'll do that. If you want to flashbang me, then I'll smoke bomb you. Now nobody can see. I'm not sure how you guys see through your own flashbang, but... Sometimes I feel like these enemies get priority over the parry system. Some of it is me just being disoriented and I flail a little bit. Again, I'm kind of falling back on instincts I learned in previous Assassin's Creed games where X was a lethal counter and you could just mash X rapidly and it would just kind of forgive you for button mashing the same thing over and over, and you could like make a stonewall defense where every enemy that attacked you from any direction would get hit with a lethal counter. It's not right, but it worked. And now to the next one. The one that I originally went to. Is there a chest around here? I am really only concerned about the rifleman. This guy's deaf. Your buddies are getting beat to death and they're yelling about it. And just twiddling your thumbs. Sitting on your hands. There's a chest right here. This guy too.
You can't see! Trying to ditch me, Connor!
He took 2 lead balls. I don't know how well your history is, viewers out there, but my recollection is about this time period, the 1800s. Early pistols were nothing to be trifled with. I mean, you're talking like somewhere between a 45 and a 70 caliber projectile that was solid lead. they weren't very accurate, but you're talking about something that's like the size, that's made out of lead, the size of a large marble, being hurled at you oftentimes with an excessive amount of propellant because it was all personal formula on how much gunpowder and what gunpowder mixture you used. So you had people using too much gunpowder compared to what the gun should handle or what the projectile needed. And like you see in one of the missions in this game, you will get people that get projectiles passed through them, blowing the heart out of their torso and then lodging in some hard object behind them. Okay, enough of that. Enough history for today. I'm gonna go over here and steal this.
Traitor, die!
Fuck. Okay, this is how you get your ass murdered. Just first of all getting surrounded, letting them shoot at you, and doing a is that a guard? No, it's not. Yes, it is.
You're on thin ice, citizen. Don't make me bother killing you, all right?
Really? I bet the guard's gonna attack me for standing in a restricted area. Maybe he won't. Okay, where do I want to go from here? There's one thing, I think it was the nuns, the gunpowder plot. Easy mission, but we're gonna go do this. No. Really, is that it? There we go, that's just so I can be meaningful when I leave the area. Up, 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 up. Come on, jump it. No, it's not gonna jump out to the might as well just walk. I'm trying to get to the next milestone in obtaining these. And then we will change over to that color scheme. So that's how I got the color scheme I have now, which, by the way, looks much more badass when it's applied to a leather jacket and not to the this wool jacket. See, it's like kind of pink there. See which way can I go? See, it looks almost like kind of a pink color. But if I go in and change the chest to something that's made out of leather, like this, get this nice and I'm kind of a watch guy. I like mechanical watches. One of the things I've come across liking watches is real leather, like horse leather Shell Cordovan, or Cordovan rather. It's from Cordova. Shell Cordovan leather bands, and there's a color of leather that the Horween tannery makes called Oxblood, which is the color of this. It's supposed to, probably crude name, but it's supposed to look like bloody, like dried blood color. And it looks really nice if you get a leather product in that, and then you put a little bit of wear on it. And it like kind of gets almost like marbling, like a nice steak would, like a nice lean steak. I don't own an Oxblood colored watch band at all, much less one with good patina on it, or I'd show you. I do have a green Shell Cordovan watch band that I could show you just for the sake of this conversation, but just like cars, it's one of those topics that you either like it or it is dreadfully boring, so I'm not going to ponder on it indefinitely. I'm just going to say that it's a passion of mine. I've spent a decent bit of time and money on that particular pursuit. I can say from what I've come across, except for one other... Is this going to be locked? Except for one other, like, niche, which is, like, I guess you'd say antique leather. Shell Cordovan leather is just about the best leather that you can get when it comes to wearable leather. Generally, if you get shoes made out of it, they're like the shoes that you would see like Marine dress blues, like the Honor Guard. You see on like the recruiting commercial with the sabers. That really like mirror shiny black leather shoes that they have can be made out of Cordovan leather. It's made from a certain part of the horse, and it's supposed to be really workable. It's also expensive. It's amongst the most expensive livestock-based leather that you can get. I mean, it's not as expensive as if you were to go get like a shark skin leather product or like a stingray skin leather product or ostrich, where you actually have to go outside of this continent to get it. Horween, I believe, is near the Great Lakes. Cordova's in Spain, but the Horween tannery, I believe, is in the United States. But I'm starting to kind of get off on a tirade. This color that his jacket is, it's Oxblood, and Oxblood is supposed to be really nice, particularly when you get it made from a quality leather. But unfortunately, this shader, when it's applied to the Master Phantom coat, kind of susses down to looking like a purplish burgundy wool color, and that's unsatisfying to me. That's why you'll see when I use the Master Phantom coat, and this is, I believe, the tailored or the improved Prowler coat. You'll notice when I use the Master Phantom coat, I'll switch to I think it's called Infinite Green shader, because I just don't want to look at the back of my guy running around wearing a purplish burgundy wool coat. It changes it to like a moss color when you use Infinite Green, and it's more appealing to me because those kind of things that annoy me. Like if you ever see me play The Division, I'm like a hoarder when it comes to the clothing products in that game, because it just has to be, to sit well with me, or it aggravates me and takes my focus away from playing the game. God damn it, don't jump. Up, up, up. There we go. Okay. I bet it's not gonna let me do it because I'm up in the air. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna start this, and as soon as it starts, I'm gonna switch to the Master Phantom Coat, and I'm gonna switch to that green. I just kind of like wearing this for the cutscenes because it is a solid set of gear, but I've got better sets.
We'll post snipers on the roofs. The instructions are all here. Get to it.
I hate snipers. Them, then the Seekers.
Think we should go with them?
The Masters of Eaton
Least
bodyguards?
favorite.
I think they can handle it.
Suppose you're right.
I'd better find myself a place to wait before the rest of them arrive.
Okay, I've got to explore the area, create opportunities, assassinate Lafreniere. Entrances, 5 hiding spots, 42 guards. I mean, I'd consider myself a proficient fighter, but I'm not fighting 42 guards. That's like fighting the zombie plague. Okay. Sabotage alarm bells. No. I don't know if the game does it on purpose or what, but it seems like whenever I sabotage an alarm bell, I'm almost immediately noticed. The fuck are you really? Fuck. Well. Hopefully there's not 42 people present right now. Oh, there's pikemen too. I forgot about pikemen. Whatever. I gotta just do a one-man army here and kill 42 people, and then Lafreniere. I'll do it. But it's not what I planned. I think I'm actually gonna go and get this assistance opportunity. Because that comes in handy. Albeit they're sacrificial lambs. It comes in handy.
Godspeed, citizen.
Infiltration. I mean, I could just walk in. I'm guessing that if you hide underground and try to kill him from there, you have to fight the elite guard. If you do it above ground, you don't. Maybe. Summon assassin. Dressed sort of like an inquisitor. And this gear gives me quite a bit of health, but ah shit. Okay, looks like we're defend. Okay. I bet it's not gonna let me switch now. Oh, it will. Okay. Chest. 7. No, we'll stay with what I got. Give me my damage output. I've never used these, so we'll see how how it actually works. Alarm bell sabotage. Do I have to defend them? Is someone gonna come kill them? Are they gonna come splurting from the earth?
With you off the streets, one might almost feel safe.
Is it? I could. Oh. Okay. Okay.
This shows exactly where La Feniere will be every step of the way. They couldn't have made it easier if they'd tried. Got you now.
I wouldn't get overzealous. I have never played through this game before, but that sounds like a trap to me. Defend the gravediggers from what? Yeah, I got it. Okay. I might have to close that window in case the wind noise gets bad. I was just refreshing my chat. I really don't wait in a haystack. Defend the gravediggers. Let's see where there's haystacks. I guess we're just gonna grab a haystack and wait. No hay. We'll wait in this one.
I love it when the target comes to me.
This just seems suspicious. Being in a haystack, I can yank someone in. Grand Master Templar. I bet this guy can fight like a mother too. I mean, you get old, shit happens, but if you're a Grand Master Templar, I bet you can fight like crazy.
The truth is in peril, my brothers. She is beset on all quarters.
Oh, they're pikemen.
Jacobins lay her on the rack, cruelly breaking her to their populist agenda. False prophets go among the people, promising liberty, equality, fraternity. Bastards within our own order. False brothers.
About time we did something about these bastards. Too right. We should have done this years ago when they were vulnerable. Now they're dug in like ticks.
Are you questioning the master?
No.
Did you not just see me try to assassinate that guy, and it didn't do fuck all? I'm about to get murdered. I can just kind of see this. I'm just gonna have to use line of sight to not get shot bits. Actually, let's knock these ranks down a little bit. No, that's that. I felt anticlimactic because there's supposed to be 42 guards here.
My brother. And be welcome.
You don't trust the man, do you?
Mirabeau is a good man, an honest man.
Mirabeau is a self-aggrandizing drunk.
Do not forget who is Grand Master here, Lafreniere.
Take this to Grand Master de la Serre immediately. Deliver it to him in person.
Yes, Master. Master, we have a problem. Christoph has been feeding information to our enemies. We must assume this location is compromised.
We'll have to move up our timetable. Gather the men. We strike Clotel de Beauvais tonight.
Oh, plot twist. Cover kills my ass. I couldn't even get a normal assassination off. But while I'm here, I'm filling my pockets. I'm really just trying to get through, Sequence 5, so that I can unlock some of these abilities. For those of you that haven't played this game before, and this isn't even a spoiler, Mirabeau, I believe, is the guy that gives you the first mission. And it's not even, they don't even conceal it. It's not like Cloak and Dagger. It's like, he just looks like a Joe Blow aristocrat. And like, my name is Mirabeau, and here's your mission. Really? Fuck you. You're getting murdered. Oh, wait, no, let's not murder them. I mean, I'll give it to them. These pikemen are pretty. Like that. See, he said watch for a feint, which is what I was doing. Once they wobble, they'll die on their own. Let's not get killed. Let's just take a hike. I'm all for sticking around and lopping some heads, but it's not what I'm about right now. Okay, now I can unlock some stuff. We're gonna go back to a cafe where it's safe. I think. Maybe not.
Bishop here. You're in good shape so far. I'd like to give you a little boost. We've made a major breakthrough on our side. Through deep data analysis, we've discovered that the sage we're looking for was a Templar Grandmaster, the same man Arnaud is hunting. It doesn't get much better than that. There, everything's been updated. Use them wisely. We'll be in touch.
Okay. Melee. Think I use heavy weapons. Yeah. 4, wow, they gave me 15 of them. I mean, supposedly you can unlock everything. This will be more useful to me. Okay. See where I wake up. Because I'm still wearing that goofy clothing. I think I'm still wearing the Master Phantom coat actually. Or I might be wearing the chain. I'm still wearing the chain. I'm still wearing the Oxblood leather coat. And it's daytime. See, that is I like that color red, but it only really pops on leather. Equipment, chest. It's almost a tie between, see, the Master Phantom coat and the improved Prowler coat. I should really, let's see. One of these. I'll say it's the Master. It's like the Master Musketeer coat. It's like it gives me what I need, but I'm just see ranged armor, Master Military coat, Women's March, Master Brigand coat. We'll stick with what we got. The colors. Some of you are gonna hate this color because it is kind of like the color of vomit. What I'm gonna do, I do see the three of you lurking. I can see the counter on my screen. I have not seen anything come up in chat though. It is 10:15, so it's time for me to take my medicine and get some sleep. I thank you for sticking around. If you like what you saw, go ahead and follow. Doesn't cost you anything, and then I will try to get back into my schedule of streaming 3 to 5 times a week, every week. If you follow, then you'll be given the option to flag the notification to see when I go live again. I'll try to go live tomorrow night and the night after, and so on and so on. So, for right now, I'm going to go ahead and cut this off so that I can get some sleep. Have a nice night, guys.